on CoastTV News.
Rough seas ahead, choppy and gusty conditions on the coast, taking anglers for a ride at the White Marlin Open.
Better tech, bigger fish. Sonar is pointing top teams in the right direction with millions of dollars on the line.
CoastTV News exclusive, a one-on-one interview with Congresswoman Lisa Blunt Rochester. We dive into the Congresswoman's bid for the U.S. Senate and her plans for housing and infrastructure.
This is CoastTV News at 6.
Weathering the White Marlin Open. Good evening. I'm Madeline Overturf.
And I'm Charlie Sakaitis. Welcome to our News at 6. We begin tonight with the big fish, bigger prize money, and seas that might make you turn green.
It's day 4 in the world's largest and richest billfish tournament, and fishermen can only take their boats out on 3 of the 6-day competition. So they have to strategize and watch the weather. Boats that went out today, they were dealing with it. And one fisherman we spoke with says his crew chose to fish the first 3 days of competition to beat the bad weather, but they still dealt with dangerous conditions. He says while the competition is a good time, safety comes first.
So literally we had waves coming over this cockpit. We got side 2 fighting the fish, and literally we had an inch of water on the deck, and that's not a good feeling.
Due to the weather, the competition was extended until Saturday, making for one extra fishing day if the crews choose to use it. And with those weather conditions in mind, let's dive into the daily boat count from the White Marlin Open. Day 1 had 199 boats on the water. Tuesday turned up the heat with 210 boats. Wednesday is the winner so far, 272 anglers headed out. Today, 196 boats braved the waves there in Ocean City. And let's take a live look now into Ocean City. Our first alert chief meteorologist, Paul Williams, is tracking the forecast.
First and foremost, we're going to take a look at the forecast for expectations for tomorrow. And then let's go over why things have been so dicey as of late. First of all, with our White Marlin Open, starting at 6 o'clock, we're starting at 78 degrees with scattered showers. Look for it to become very breezy, about 40 to 45 mile per hour winds at 10 o'clock. Look at this, and that we're looking at a steady wind at 21, an occasional breeze up to 40 to 45 miles per hour with the wind gust. We have a high surf advisory that's in effect for Ocean City right now, and that stays in effect until 7 o'clock. Meaning that we're watching out for deteriorating conditions along the shore. Not only that, but we now have a gale force wind warning. This means we're watching out for 45 mile per hour gust. And in addition to that, we could see the chance of isolated tornado threats as we go into Friday. Now, we'll elaborate more on what to expect on Friday coming up in a moment. Till then, back to you, Maddie.
Oh, thank you. And with millions of dollars on the line at the White Marlin Open, how do anglers know where the fish are biting?
CoastTV News reporter Kevin Zapay shows us the technology that goes towards tracking down those big money prize fish.
Start your engines, hit the sea, and look out for fish. That's what all the anglers are doing right now during the 51st year of the White Marlin Open. But how do boats know where to go to reel in the biggest fish? Jim Moore, who is the general manager at Furuno, explains how their sonar technology helps anglers catch the big prize.
Most fishers use an Omni sonar, and the reason for that is they can see fish from 2,000 feet away. So even if you don't directly run over a fish, you can still see it off the sides or in front or behind the boat. And that way it allows you to see the fish and then start tracking it, get your lines over it, and catch that fish.
These little blue markings indicate the fish that are below the boat, while the screen helps track the fish surrounding the boat. And once you're off to sea, you could even have an alarm set that will notify you when a specific size fish you're looking for is near your boat. Shane Malik and his crew have this sonar technology on their boat, and he says it is a real game changer.
I think you would want one. You don't have to have one, obviously. You can get lucky at any time and, get the right bite. That's why we're all here, praying for the right bite and that we get lucky. But as in any technology, you want to put as much in your favor as you can.
But finding fish isn't the only reason to use this technology. It can also help keep you and your crew safe. With the help of AI routing, the sonar technology can detect which areas are too shallow for your boat to sail over. And with dredging happening in July, this has been a known issue in Ocean City. It will also show you future weather conditions coming your way, allowing boaters to sail back to shore before it's too late. And with a storm coming any day now, Moore says this technology will come in handy when anglers are out on the water.
As once Tropical Storm Debbie moves in, it's going to be a nightmare out there. And which one of those days is going to be best is as big a gamble as fishing.
If you're looking to buy this sonar technology on your boat, it would cost you a whopping $120,000. I'm Kevin Zappe in Ocean City, Coast TV News.
I just checked my wallet, Maddie. I don't got that. More competition means more movement on the leaderboard.
Here's the big leader in the White Marlin category. And we have 2 marlin on the board now. You can see the billfisher in second, waist knot still in first. For blue marlin, the lead is still Lance Blakemore's 897.5-pound haul.
The top tuna so far, caught by Blue Runner, is 220.5 pounds, and that would be good for a little more than $1 million. Finally, in the dolphin category at 32.5 pounds, it's a fish that's estimated to be worth $124,000.
A scary situation in Millsboro as a train and a car collide. Delaware State Police confirmed that a Delmarva Central Railroad train hit a car around 9 a.m. at the intersection of Doe Bridge Lane and Patriots Way. Investigators say a Ford Expedition approaching the tracks didn't stop for that oncoming train. The driver was taken to the hospital. Nobody on the train was hurt.
In Milford, east of Route 1, between Cedar Neck Road and Cedar Beach Road, after lots of pushback, a new attempt to change the zoning. The change would allow construction of an off-ramp to aid a new development. Neighbors say they want to see the agriculture of that area preserved.
Our family's been here since the Civil War, and we've always farmed here since then, and I'd like to see it continue. But, you know, you throw enough traffic and people into an area, and sometimes it makes some things very difficult.
This proposal goes before Sussex County Planning and Zoning September 11th.
A new program has $5 million to help Delawareans stay in their homes. The goal of the Housing Stability Program is to help families facing eviction and prevent homelessness.
I think it'll help a lot of people. I would open more low income, make the rent cheaper.
The program is subject to funding availability from August 1st of this year to September 30th, 2025. And we are just getting started this evening.
We're going to show you how the University of Delaware is helping kids get healthy.
And we're going to be taking a look at how Debbie is now starting to move towards the north and get a little bit closer to our doorstep, and how that's going to affect your Friday and possibly your weekend, Maddie.
Our exclusive sit-down with Delaware's lone Congresswoman and her priorities for Sussex County. We're back in just 60 seconds.
Does the sound of heavy metal get your gears going? Do you like cutting-edge technology and the feeling of power in your hands? If so, check out the Guerreri Technology Center at Warwick Community College. We offer training in welding, machining, electrical, and more. Use your hands and your mind to be a force for the future and forge your own heavy metal career at warwick.edu.
Hi, I'm Joel Wharton, Sussex County farmer. Don't wait until after harvest to plant your cover crops. Consider broadcasting or interseeding cover crops into your standing cash crop. Early establishment provides more growth potential and more soil armor over winter. It also saves time because after harvest, the cover crop is already growing and protecting the soil, cycling nutrients, and preventing erosion. To learn more about the benefits and ways to establish cover crops early, contact the Sussex Conservation District because every acre counts.
This is Coast TV News at 6.
Delaware's lone Congresswoman Lisa Blunt Rochester is well into her campaign to become Delaware's next senator. If elected, she'll make history as Delaware's first female and first senator of color.
I had an exclusive sit-down with Lisa Blunt Rochester. In our interview, the Congresswoman says in this political climate, the first state and Sussex County in particular are key to what she calls her plan to grow the middle class.
With your campaign, what do you see the biggest issues in Sussex County?
Well, first of all, I have to say it was important for me to start with this interview in Sussex County. I mean, I tell my colleagues in Washington that Delaware is not as simple as you think. We are urban, suburban, rural, and coastal. And so we really mirror the rest of the country. When I think of Sussex, I think of infrastructure. Just the growth and the dynamism of the folks that are coming here, we've got to make sure that we have roads and bridges, resilient beaches, but also make sure that there's access to broadband internet.
You mentioned all the people who are moving here, and part of your plan, which really interested me, said you'll lower rent by speeding up housing production and increasing the housing supply. So this would specifically be for affordable housing, like we just saw in Lewis, that Dutchman's Harvest that's going to build certain units. So this wouldn't just open up the floodgates for developers to build $800,000 houses.
No, I mean, the reality is, folks that can build an $800,000 house can afford an $800,000 house. But what we've seen is that it's the school teacher, it's the nurses. I mean, I've even talked to BB Hospital about how it's got to be public-private partnerships to build affordable housing, so that some call it workforce housing.
One part of your plan, which I thought was really interesting for Sussex County, was about your bipartisan farm bill. Could you tell me a little bit more about that?
Right now, people are struggling to put food on the table, and I just met with a group of small businesses. One owned a restaurant, and she said people were complaining, the cost of food on your menu is so high. She said, have you gone grocery shopping? She's using the same, to get her products. We also have issues like food deserts, and so creating those opportunities to fill those gaps, but also supporting our farmers.
Logistically, it would be offering maybe grant programs, training, all the above?
All of the above, all of the above. I mean, the great thing about, even with the Farm Bill, we look at things like crop insurance to protect our farmers, but we also look at things like how to create really climate-friendly, environmentally friendly farming, and even using technology. I went to a farm here in Delaware where the woman was in her kitchen showing me on her iPad how she was controlling the irrigation of her crops.
Final question I have for you, Congresswoman, is why should people vote for you?
Whether you vote for me, whether you like me or not, I am going to do my best to represent you. And I believe that our future is bright. Bright hope is the theme of our campaign. And I just want to bring some bright hope to the Senate, bring some bright hope to Delaware, and bring some bright hope to the country.
I also asked the Congresswoman about this historic time in American politics at large and her plan to, quote, go after greedy Wall Street corporations. Now, we'll have that full interview up on CoastTV.com by tomorrow, so stay tuned for that.
Here's a look at your golf forecast. We're expecting not so great conditions. It's going to stay cloudy with tropical downpours and very gusty winds.
Download the Coast TV News app on your Apple or Android devices.
Chevy lets you begin every day fully charged, so you can go farther. And so can your money. Tow with confidence. Plus, stay connected with available OnStar technology. For summer adventures, Chevy's got you. Get $5,750 total value on this Silverado LT when you trade in an eligible vehicle. That's 10% below MSRP. See your Delmarva Chevy dealers.
Thank you for calling Coastal Comfort.
This is a complimentary call. A couple of years ago, I had my heat pumps replaced. Last night, I noticed one of them wasn't working right. Somebody was out here within a couple of hours, and it's working perfectly. I was in the service industry for 33 years. Good service is something you can't find today. It very much is appreciated. Your crew's a good crew. Really fine people are professional and they're efficient.
Coastal Comfort, a Carrier factory authorized dealer. Carrier, turn to the experts.
In 1924, my grandfather, J. Con Scott, decided to start a life in the furniture business. I'm proud to say that as the third generation, we celebrate our 100-year anniversary. From a humble small-town furniture store to an interior design destination, with 35,000 square feet in Selbyville and our newest location in Rehoboth Beach. J. Con Scott, celebrating our 100-year anniversary.
18 years ago, we founded Community Bank Delaware with the goal of providing high-quality banking services to our local community. Here you meet with decision makers, people just like you who live in and love this community. We provide the newest banking technologies to our customers, supported by our local team of banking professionals. Our bank serves clients throughout Sussex County, and we continue to grow, all thanks to you. Community Bank Delaware, where community matters.
Rural communities are on the front lines of a changing climate. Farmers can implement climate-smart practices that improve soil health, nutrient management, and energy efficiency. These practices improve our profitability, resiliency, and help to open new markets.
We know voluntary conservation works and are committed to working with farmers and forest landowners to leverage resources to increase climate resiliency through conservation practices. To learn more about climate-smart practices, scan this QR code to find your local USDA service center.
Turn your dreams of a perfect kitchen into reality with That Cabinet Store, where a dedicated team of designers will bring your vision to life. Whether it's traditional or European, kitchen design is our specialty. And we can get your fully customized kitchen cabinets installed in as little as 4 weeks, semi-custom in 10 days. And if you're looking for new countertops, we offer quality in-house fabricated countertops. Dream today, designs for tomorrow at That Cabinet Store, located with Matt the Carpet Guy in Selbyville and Salisbury.
Download the free Coast TV First Alert weather app today.
Now that Debbie's getting a little bit closer, she's complicating our weather situation on so many different fronts that we want to kind of catch up on the latest advisories, warnings, and watches. Our dry tech camera in Ocean City, temperatures in the 70s. Now, this is a tropical system that's relatively big and a very slow mover, so the complications go hand in hand with those two situations. 75 in Lewis, 78 Milton, 79 right now in Redden. We're at 80 degrees currently, Georgetown as well as Seaford. So the winds right now, we're going to monitor this closely, coming out of the southwest, relatively light for a night right now, but we have so many wind advisories and all that. That's why we got to keep a close eye on that. So let's start off with a couple of things. Coastal flood advisory throughout Sussex, concerned about flooding because of the outer bands in the first place. That lasts until 6 o'clock. In addition to that, we have a newly issued wind advisories for all inland areas. Now, we have wind advisories for the ocean or along the coast and inland. This is the inland one, watching out for about 35-mile-per-hour winds. This gale wind watch is now being upgraded to a warning. We're concerned about possibly 40-mile-per-hour winds. And then there's a rip current statement that's active along the entire Sussex County coast. Now, that's just part of it. Then we have concerns for a flood because of flood watch in effect over towards the Cambridge area until 10 o'clock Friday. And we have a flood advisory in effect for Somerset and Wacomico. That's Salisbury down to Westover, down to Chrisfield. So we're concerned about the rain. We're concerned about the winds. And just to our south, we have a tornado watch that's in effect because of the outer bands making its way towards us. Remember, it's the eastern, particularly the northeast, but it's the eastern side of this storm where we have the most volatility, the best opportunity for possible severe weather to develop. And this is connected to a stationary boundary, so it's actually helping to swing this out towards the west a little bit more where it's just trying to nudge out of our immediate area, but it's still close enough to affect us. Debbie is now moving to the north-northwest at 10 miles per hour with sustained winds. It's died down to only 35 miles per hour. The latest tracking is swinging a little bit even farther away from us. This is where we are, and it's swinging like a curveball going around the plate for a ball instead of a strike directly over us. That being said, red alert day for Friday. We're watching out for gusty winds and downpours. Remnants of Debbie getting closer, but we're looking for a wonderful weekend when it's all said and done. So our threat of severe weather, we're at a category 2. That's going to be for Friday evening right after about 7:30. You see, because even when you take a look at the rain and the excessive rain output, we're looking for it to stay to our north and to our west. And even as you take a look at the rain outlook, we're looking at perhaps up to an inch in some areas. And then the winds coming out of the south up to like 40-mile-per-hour winds. And the rain, well, we're talking about perhaps an inch or so. Last but not least, we're looking at the last wave of the rain pushing through Friday evening with some isolated cells that could be a bit on the intense side. All that being said, here's a look at your extended forecast. We're at a red alert day for Friday as Debbie gets a little bit closer.
Thank you. The Sandhill Field Sports Complex in Georgetown has recovered some stolen equipment after a garage break-in Sunday night. The Fields posted on Facebook that thousands of dollars in equipment had been stolen. Today, they shared another post saying this John Deere Gator was found stuck in a nearby ditch, there it is, and painted brown. The post says workers cleaned up the equipment, called it good as new, but they're still looking for the other equipment and who stole all of it. If you've been following along, we've reached the final round in finding out Delmarva's favorite summer game.
Our viewers have been casting their votes for these past couple of days, and we've been 50-50 a bunch of different times. It's still very close.
Still close. Gymnastics edging out swimming ever so slightly at the moment.
Now, if you want to go vote, easy to do. Go to CoastTV.com. Rough week? Cheer up with a weekly dose of local good news from Coast TV with personal features, fun things to do each weekend, and more. Sign up now for free at coasttv.com/sign up.
Delmarva Sports Network from the Wawa Studios.
A Philadelphia legend has called it a career after 11 seasons. Nick Foles announced his official retirement from the NFL after one of the most unique NFL careers of all time. The journeyman will be remembered for leading the Eagles to Super Bowl 52, where he knocked off the New England Patriots for the franchise's lone Super Bowl victory. He also took home Super Bowl MVP honors in the process by throwing 373 yards and 3 touchdowns, but you can't forget about the Philly special, where he hauled in a receiving touchdown, helping etch his spot in NFL history. He'll retire as a Bird in the Eagles' home opener on September 16th against Atlanta. And the rain is falling over in Salem, which means tonight's Shorebirds game against the Salem Red Sox has been postponed. They'll make that up with a doubleheader on Saturday. Delmarva will look for his first win of the series tomorrow night at 7:05. That'll do it for sports. Have a great night, everyone.
Transform your bath today with Baths by Spicer Brothers.
Call now and ask about our Refresh for Less promotion and get a new bath or shower for only $69.95. Plus, get 20% off all upgrades.
Imagine stepping into a beautifully renovated bath, designed by our experts and installed by our certified professionals.
This offer is hotter than a sauna and won't last forever. So don't miss out on our Refresh for Less promotion for just $69.95 with 20% off all upgrades.
Before you sign, keep Baths by Spicer Brothers in mind, because you deserve the best.
This morning's weather forecast courtesy of Baths by Spicer Brothers, a Delmarva tradition for over 20 years.
Since 1964, Tidewater Utilities has been providing high-quality water service that's essential to public health and quality of life. The Tidewater team are local, trusted experts who are continuously investing in infrastructure and monitoring water quality to ensure it meets the highest standards. We're in your community, making sure water is there when you need it. I'm Bruce Patrick, president of Tidewater Utilities. Thank you for helping make Tidewater Southern Delaware's premier water company for over 60 years. We look forward to continuing to serve you.
When choosing windows and doors for your home, at Pella, it's your choice. We manufacture maintenance-free vinyl, fiberglass, and wood-clad windows and patio doors, all with lifetime warranties. High performance, energy efficient, and loaded with options to help make your house your home. Industry first features and benefits make living easier and increase your home's value. Visit our Experience Center or call us today to schedule your free in-home consultation, where we bring the showroom to you.
I'm Mark Stevens from Hartley, Delaware, and I utilize the USDA's Wetland Reserve Easement Program to improve wildlife habitat for deer, waterfowl, and other wildlife while improving water quality. If you have at least 10 acres of woods or wet, unproductive cropland, you may be eligible for compensation to restore and protect the wetlands on your property. To learn more about the Wetland Reserve Easement Program, contact your local USDA Service Center.
Right now, during the Subaru A Lot to Love event at Gateway Subaru, we're offering incredible savings. Save up to $3,000 on a new 2024 Subaru Outback. Plus, take advantage of great financing rates as low as 0% for 48 months. Feel the thrill and save up to $2,400 off a new 2024 Subaru Crosstrek with financing rates as low as 2.9% for 48 months. And stop by to discover the all-new 2025 Subaru Forester. Gateway Subaru, just minutes from the beaches in the heart of Delmarva. Higher standards.
This summer, pack your bags and head to Ocean City, Maryland for free family fun all summer long. Watch beach movies, build sandcastles, and gaze at colorful kites, all completely free. Bust a move from the beach to the bay with beach dance parties, Sunset Park party nights, and Sundays in the park with fireworks, all completely free. Enjoy arts and crafts, discover Ocean City's history, and be in awe of acrobatic stunts at the circus, all completely free. So get going. Family memories are waiting to be made in Ocean City, Maryland. Plan your trip now at OCOcean.com.
WRDE First Alert Weather, brought to you by Ocean City, Maryland.
Preparing plates with vegetables to help teach kids in the room how to cook.
Coast TV reporter Zakia Jennings takes us to an event in Milton today that's helping children get healthier.
As you walk into this room, you're going to head to this table and pick up 2 activity sheets. That's how the Kids in the Kitchen event begins. Emmeline Acevedo says she learns a lot from these programs.
I got to learn a couple things about health and
the food groups.
Mary Edwards says it's important for kids to establish healthy eating habits.
I'm just going to put something on there.
And it's always zeroed around nutrition and trying to teach the kids different nutrition habits, eating habits, everything that would make them healthier.
With vegetables like these, the kids were able to create a popular snack like ants on a log. The event will be held again at 10:30 a.m. on Friday at the Milton Public Library. I'm Zakia Jennings in Milton, Coast TV News.
Wind advisory in effect for inland areas for 35-mile-per-hour winds along the coast, 45-mile-per-hour winds. Concerned about flooding in Dorchester, as well as concerned about flooding throughout Somerset and Wacomico until Saturday. And last but not least, we have a high surf advisory for Worcester. Actually, it was happening near the White Marlin Open. Finally, here's a look at your extended forecast. Remember, we have a red alert day for Friday. We're looking for winds in excess of 40 miles per hour and at the very least, 1 inch of rain or more.
Paul, thank you, and thanks for joining us here for Coast TV News at 6.
For more news, more local weather, download our Coast TV News app.
The NBC Nightly News is up next.
And we'll see you later tonight for Coast TV News at 11. Have a great evening.